Good evening, guys. How you all doing? Okay, hectic work day. Project saws. I have been struggling so badly to get back to show. Well, there's probably 30 left to go through. So I've only just back through the door now, and so tonight I'm going to show a couple of the Dolmars, or this one's in fact the Makite and the Dolmar 112. Have a few more Dolmars. I'm hoping to catch up this weekend. So it's really interesting actually. On the last batch of saws, which numbered, I'm not sure even now, I'm not sure exactly. I know it's ridiculous. It's just 60 plus number, and you start to realize that no matter how careful you are, you have a little bit of that. It's almost like when you're working in an environment and you see certain tools every day. When you come back in, sometimes you just can't see the tools even though they're there. So I looked at so many saws that some of the ones I picked up, I didn't even notice some of the either bits that were missing or just too many. So I probably, there's another batch which she wishes to sell of a similar number, but we're gonna hold on that for the time being, just because it's I think it's just too many probably to take in one go. So anyway, another project saw from his collection was the this is the Makite DCS340. This often gets confused with the PS340, which you see in orange, but actually I understand, I think they're both different. In fact, I think this one is, I think the DCS is based on the model 100 or the 100 Super. So these are a 37mm piston, 31mm stroke, giving you a nominal 33 cc's, and what are they, 1.4 kilowatts. Was that the PS340? Around that number. And whereas the PS340 is unusual, I think it's 38.5mm stroke or 38.7, and a 30.6mm 30.6mm stroke and a 38.7 piston. Unusual, really unusual sizes, and that gives it a roughly 34.5cc. So they look identical apart from the colour, but they're actually different creatures. So yeah, this girl then, beautifully constructed engine. This one's 1998, genuine Dolmar bar. I think that is a 13, 14. Looks like a genuine Dolmar 14, and can't think why the man said this was a project saw even. I think she runs a little bit, but I think just a little bit temperamental, or maybe just hasn't been serviced. I think chain brake is working. Anyway, let's see how this girl runs. Wrong choke lever. Wrong choke lever. AV mounts all feel good. Pretty sure the chain brake works. Let me show you how this girl runs. Kill switch. Of course, the great thing about this model is spares still readily available. So ferocious little engine, in fact. Yeah, used to had my first one of these, which I had about 3 years ago, was from a really dear old gentleman friend. Had a few saws, all of which I bought, and that was a 100 Super, and they're ferocious. So this girl sounds like she just wants a something like a fuel service. Perhaps the carburetor wants pulling out. Obviously runs upside down. Chain brake's working. Genuine Dolmar bar. Tooth life on the chain is, well, probably 30%. Again, I can't tell if it's sharp or not. It should be serviced before attempting to cut. You can tell it's just slightly running away at the top end, so maybe wants a filter. Chains oiling. So there we go then, that's the 1998 DCS, a few security markings. Yeah, really, really nice. Either a great part saw, or maybe give it a service, and maybe just a great home logging saw with just a tiny bit of work. So that's that girl. I love this model again then. So this girl then, this is a 112 limited edition, 45mm piston. These are 4532, aren't they? 4532, 51 cc's, circa 86. So West German, wall down in November 89. And another project saw. In fact, there's so many. There's another batch of Dolmar project saws as well to show. I just have no time to get to it. This girl is fitted with one of these beautiful stamped Dolmar period 15-inch solid nose Dolmar guide bars. Oregon chain, excellent tooth life, undoubtedly will need sharpening, and AV mounts all feel good. Chain brake feels like it's working and actuates, but the strap is broken inside and has a tiny break. Where did I notice it? Yeah, on the bottom. So on the inside, if you're putting on the felling dog, the bottom mount is damaged. And what hadn't I noticed when I pulled it out? I hadn't even noticed, strange as that, I hadn't even noticed that the exhaust has had a plate put on the base. There you go, hiding in plain sight when you're looking through a whole batch of engines, you just don't see it. Compression wise, has really, really good compression, feels good, and show you what this girl runs like. Chain seems to run on, again they picked up complete, and so looks like the clutch is sticking slightly. Oh, bit of choke. Oh, and choke off. Again, ferocious engines, absolutely beautiful sounding engine. Yeah, chain's running on, so presumably the clutch wants cleaning and servicing, and finished in this black and silver livery, which they called their limited edition back in '86. Chains oiling really well, beautiful engines these. So they were pro saw. Some people call it semi-pro, but pro, fully adjustable chain oiler, excellent AV, spectacular featherlight chain brakes, and just a real beautiful saw to cut with. All mag alloy construction through the main components, composite on the pull start housing, on the lid, air filters present. So again, that's an amazing either part saw. I think is a great project saw, in fact. Let's show this girl running again. Got a beautiful sound. Just hadn't noticed that plate on the exhaust when I picked it up previously, but interesting. Obviously there's no time to get to any of these in terms of they're picked up with the bars on. Interesting how many are kind of set really quite close, or set you know, quite a long way out on the fueling. And so whoever buys this one, I'd love to hear when you go through it, I'd love to hear what you check and what's been looked at by the gentleman before. He's an elderly guy, and it's just really interesting feedback to see what's been looked at and how much it needs doing to get them running really crisply. But hopefully that's a great starting point. Not least because, you know, the AV mounts for these are the little hexagon head AV mounts. Again, 5mm with the 5mm stud and 5mm female thread to mount it, but very, very peculiar or particular for this model, or a couple of the Makite models. Still available, but really quite expensive, and they all feel really tight. Handle looks really good. Tank looks in, you know, just again, no damage, bit of missing paint. Just a beautiful engine. There you go. Oh. Guys, thanks for watching. So hopefully over the weekend I've got some amazing West German saws to show as well, which have taken an age to finish. A couple of my 660s, 655, and hopefully I can get into this wood pile and we'll start using some bigger saws and do some head-to-heads. Stay safe, guys. Bye for now.